Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to my review of Dream Widow, a new album made by Foo Fighters. So let's begin. A month ago Foo Fighters released a movie called Studio 666. It's actually good, I would recommend it. It's not a masterpiece, but it was okay. And in this movie they are making a metal album. And this album was actually released a few days ago on March 25th. I'm also making this review to pay my respects to Taylor Hawkins, who've died recently. Rest in peace. It's always a tragedy when we lose a gifted musician, but that's life, you know. All of us are going to be gone someday. Here's my setup. The album has 8 songs. It's over 40 minutes long, so it's actually not that short. And before we start, I must say this album is not actually thrash metal or death metal at all. So it was advertised as this heavy brutal thing, but there is nothing like that in it. It's mostly heavy metal stuff. And the first song is called Encino. This song reminds me of Super Joint Ritual. It was a side project of Phil Anselmo of Pantera. At least that's how the first part of this song sounds like. The rest is more mellow, then it comes back around to be heavy again. I would give this one 8 out of 10. It's probably my favorite one on the album. The most brutal, I could say. It's also the shortest song on the album. It's less than 2 minutes long. And I wish that more songs would be like this. Like very energetic, straight to the point. But sadly that's not the case here. Let's move on to Cold. This one has a more grungy vibe to it, but actually the singing sounds nice. I would give this one 7 out of 10. Everything is good here. It's not perfect, but you will enjoy it. So far the playing on this record is tight. I really enjoy the drums and the riffs. Everything sounds good. The third song is called March of the Insane. I would give this one 5 out of 10. This one has the most trashy influences, but it's very basic, a lot of repetition. There's not that much going on here. You will forget about this song as soon as it's over. Yeah, it's heavy, you don't expect that from Foo Fighters, but we are not reviewing here this album in the Foo Fighters standard, because we are reviewing it to the standard of the entire metal genre and the entire world. So yeah, for Foo Fighters, this whole album is a amazing, interesting thing, but when you are listening to more than 5 albums in your life, then this is not that interesting. So yeah, this song I would not recommend. It's not bad, but it's nothing good either. It's just forgettable. Now, The Sweet Abyss. I'm going to give this one 5 out of 10 as well, because I really do not enjoy singing on this one, especially in the chorus. The main riff is also not that good, to be honest. This song just exists. So let's just move on to Angel with Severed Wings. For me, this is the same case as with the previous song. The instrumental is mostly heavy metal, but the overall experience and the chorus, which is very happy-like, I did not enjoy this song. Come All Ye Unfaithful. This one I've really enjoyed. I would give it a 7 out of 10. It reminds me of that era of Metallica with Load Reload. Some good vocals. I will come back to this one for sure. Becoming. Now this one is really interesting. I will give it a 7 out of 10. The structure differs from the previous songs. It's more advanced. I do not like the beginning when there are just some ominous voices and that. It's too long, it's almost 2 minutes. I would just cut it out. It brings nothing to the song, but after that we are introduced to some very slimy, sludgy riffs, and after that it picks up, it changes the tempo, the structure changes, and we are going back to the slimy slow riff at the end. It's interesting, it kinda reminds me of Crowbar. It was good, I am going to listen to it. This was actually a surprise from Foo Fighters to hear such a song. And the final song on the record, Crimos De Abreus, or whatever, I guess it's Latin. It's an instrumental, the structure is progressive, it's over 10 minutes long, there are a lot of changes in it. The music is mostly sludge metal, some doom metal. Also there's a tempo change in the middle where there is some blasting like in death metal. It kinda drags on too long. I would give this one a 6 out of 10. They could have added more energy to it, but it's a positive one, for sure. So yeah, that's my review of the individual songs. Now we're moving on to the overall album experience. Production is tight, there is nothing wrong with it. It reminds me of these bands like Q's, you know, these old records from the 90s. There is not much thrash metal on it. Maybe March of the Insane can be categorized as thrash metal. The rest is just sludge, heavy, and some grunge mixed in. That's it. Consistency is various, mostly because the quality of the songs ranges from great to mediocre, and what you expect of this record might change your perception of it, because it's advertised as a very heavy album, like thrash death metal, but it actually is not that, so it's better to just listen to every music without any expectations. Therefore, you are always going to find something enjoyable about it. The flow is digestible, mostly because we have the fastest songs at the start, like Encino. Code is like 5 minutes long, but after that we have March of the Insane, The Sweet Abyss, Angel. They are not that long, and at the end we have the longest songs. They run quite okay, so it's not like you're going to be sitting in the middle of the album being like bored out of your mind. Now, the message of the record. Let me just give you some taste of the lyrics. You can read that by yourself and you can decide on your own. I would say Satan. So yeah, that's our message for the record, or maybe demonic possession. Replayability, I guess some, depends on the songs, also depends on if you've enjoyed the entire album. When it comes to me, I did not enjoy the songs in the middle, I will not be coming back to them, but the first 2 songs and the last 3 I will spin more, for sure. My final score for this record would be favorable. For me, it's the best thing Dave Grohl has done since Probot, and Probot was like in 2004, from what I can remember. Watching the movie made me think that they've had a lot of fun doing this record. This is not Cannibal Corpse, it's just some heavy metal done nicely. So yeah, that's my review. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and write down in the comments what do you think about this album and Foo Fighters. Have you enjoyed this one, or maybe not? All I can say is rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. Goodbye.